Okay, good morning. Good morning. The board meeting of the Gateway Development Commission is now called to order. Today we are holding a public meeting of the Gateway Development Commission's Board of Commissioners. Today's meeting is being held in person, but public comments will continue to be solicited virtually. Audio is also being live streamed from the Gateway Program website. The Commission will solicit comments from members of the public who have signed up for in-person comments. The Commission is also soliciting comments from the public that may be participating today virtually. A form for soliciting these comments is posted on the Gateway Program website for those who wish to submit a comment for today's meeting. Acting Secretary Maria Anderson, may I ask you to conduct the roll call and report on the public notice for today's meeting?
Co-Chair Glenn.
Here.
Co-Chair Gray-Walverk.
Here.
Vice Chair Kosha.
Here.
Commissioner Herlinsky.
Here.
Commissioner Dominguez.
Here.
Commissioner Barbas.
Here.
Commissioner Rosen.
Here.
We have a quorum. Adequate notice of today's public meeting of the Board of Commissioners of the Gateway Development Commission has been provided in accordance with the Commission's enabling legislation. The agenda and public documents pertaining to the board meeting have been made publicly available on the Gateway Program's website. Notice of the meeting was posted to the website 5 business days before the meeting, and public notice of the time and place of the meeting was provided to appropriate media outlets. A video recording of this meeting will be posted on the Gateway Program website.
Thank you, Maria. The next item on today's agenda is a report on the minutes of the September 30th, 2025 meeting of the board. I will now turn to Ms. Anderson for a report on the minutes of that meeting.
Copies of the minutes of the meeting of September 30th, 2025 were delivered in electronic form by me to the governors of New York and New Jersey on September 30th, 2025. The governors of New York and New Jersey approved the minutes of the meeting on September 30th, 2025, at which time actions recorded in the minutes went into full force and effect.
Thank you, Ms. Anderson. We will now turn to public comment. I note for the record that the Commission has solicited virtual comments from the public in advance of and during today's meeting. A form for soliciting these comments was posted to the GDC website in advance of the meeting. The comment form for the virtual participation is available throughout today's meeting, and the Commission received one virtual public comment by 5 p.m. on Sunday, December 14th, 2025 from the following: Rudy Niederer, Cascadia High Speed Rail. If any virtual comments are received during today's meeting, they will be distributed to the board and posted on the Gateway Program website after today's meeting. All public comments received will also be filed in the Commission's records. Ms. Anderson will now conduct the public comment period for those speakers who have registered in person today.
Thank you. Today we have Today we have 6 registered speakers. Speakers, in order to give everyone an opportunity to be heard, we request you limit your comments to 3 minutes. In accordance with the GDC Open Public Meetings policy, the public comment period may be limited to 30 minutes. The first speaker is Robert Lewandowski from Luna.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Rob Lewandowski, and I'm with New Jersey Lesset. We are the labor management cooperative of the Laborers International Union of North America. So we represent the workers that actually build the tunnels and the viaducts and all those good things that help keep New Jersey moving. I've been fortunate enough to address this board several times over the last few years, and at the risk of sounding like a broken record, I really come here to support the Gateway program and to thank you for your work. I'm not sure there is a statistic that I can share that you don't already know. You understand the need, right? That's irrefutable. You understand the benefits of the program. That's verifiable. What we really need now is the focus and the resolve to deal with those unintended consequences, those hiccups along the way, to see this program through, to handle the unforeseen, and to keep things moving forward. Our understanding from far away is that there are promising discussions ongoing to fund this incredibly important project with the federal government. And on behalf of New Jersey Lesset and the laborers, we encourage you to keep talking, to keep doing the work that needs to be done that's going to keep the tradeswomen and the tradesmen working on this project. Working on this project, by the way, with a project labor agreement, a PLA, which we are also very much in support of. With that said, last thing, and I know it's not an intended consequence, but as we're looking at the economy and the concerns of a shrinking economy, possible recession, it's worth also pointing out, and I know it's not intended, that there's great stimulative benefits to having infrastructure investment like this. That it puts not just direct workers, but indirect workers. And we shouldn't, as we're looking at all the other important things about people moving on, safely and efficiently, we should also just think about those jobs, not just when times are good, but especially when times are bad. So I thank you for your time.
The next speaker is Mateo Colon from the New York Building Conference.
Morning, Chair, Co-Chairs, Commissioners. My name is Mateo Colon. I'm here on behalf of the New York Building Congress, our over 500 member organizations and 250,000 skilled tradespeople. We want to congratulate the Gateway Development Commission on an outstanding year. The progress you've made on the Hudson Tunnel project is nothing short of remarkable, and it shows you're delivering on the promise to strengthen our region's economy and improve service for millions of riders. Completing the first pair of tunnel boring machines is a huge milestone. Getting them ready means we're one step closer to moving dirt under the Hudson. And the work on the ground has been equally impressive, finishing the Tunnel Avenue Bridge, advancing excavation under the High Line, starting access shafts on both sides of the water, and pushing marine work forward on the Hudson. That's a lot of complex activity happening at once, and it speaks to the skill and dedication of your team. This project is already creating thousands of good jobs and is supporting businesses across the country. As tunnel boring begins next year, those economic benefits will only grow. The Hudson Tunnel project is the most urgent passenger rail project in America, and after decades of planning, we're finally making real progress, and we need all our leaders in Washington, Trenton, and Albany to continue working together to keep this momentum going. Congratulations on a tremendous year. Together, we're proving that America can still build big things. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Samuel Turvey from Rethink NYC.
Good morning, and good to see you again. It's nice to be in Essex County, as I graduated from Verona High School a few miles away. I will only answer what their mascot is if one of you ask me, but in any event, in addition to Rethink NYC, I represent the Empire Station Coalition, some 15 civic and neighborhood groups in New York City, and the Penn Community Defense Fund. All three of these organizations vigorously support the gateway tunnels. But I do, however, seek to better understand the Commission's role in project phases 1 and 2, and specifically the Penn Southern Expansion, which is listed in your bylaws as a Phase 2 project pending an MOU between the governors of New York and New Jersey. I realize that Andy Byford's appointment has relevance here. I raise this because myself, the press, and others are frequently told that GDC is only involved with the tunnel component of the project, yet Phase 2 clearly indicates that the southern expansion is included. I also note that the RPA is treating Penn Southern Expansion as part of Gateway, and there are references to a meeting between the GDC, Amtrak, and RPA as early as September of 2023 in a bill that the RPA provided for lobbying and PR services to Amtrak. The purpose of the meeting was to prioritize Gate 2 projects. There may be more such references. I haven't had a chance to review all the documents that are out there. So my ask is that in the new year, early in the new year, could the public be provided with clarity as to the jurisdiction of this body, the Gateway Development Commission, vis-a-vis Penn Southern Expansion and its status as a gateway project? And I would also ask something that I brought up before, would this body, in whatever way or however its jurisdictional limits may be, try to send word to the FRA that you support having dynamic RTC capacity modeling done for through-running capabilities within the footprint of Penn Station? You deserve that data, and so does the public. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next speaker is Kate Slevin from RPA.
Good morning. I'm Kate Slevin, Executive Vice President of Regional Plan Association. RPA is a nonprofit civic organization that works to improve the quality of life for our region's 23 million residents. And Sam, I'm happy to speak with you about RPA's work anytime. We are very proud of our research and advocacy. I'm here today to underscore our strong support of the vital Hudson Tunnel project and of the entire Gateway program. Commuter rail service between Newark and New York City carries over 200,000 passengers on 450 daily trains, yet is served by only 2 tracks, 1 track carrying passenger in each direction. It's a major bottleneck for the entire Northeast Corridor, an area that generates 20% of the country's GDP. The Gateway program will fix this bottleneck and boost our economy. These benefits are already taking shape. The Hudson Tunnel project is supporting thousands of good-paying jobs and creating opportunities for businesses throughout the region and across the country. These benefits will only grow in the year ahead as additional construction activities ramp up and tunneling begins. And of course, these gains will only accelerate as more projects come online. The full Gateway program is expected to create $445 billion in economic benefits by 2060, according to our own research. This translates into 46,000 jobs average annually. Beneficiaries of the Gateway program include millions of residents who may never directly ride these train lines, but who benefit from reduced congestion, cleaner air, and stronger economic growth resulting from other people using transit. This is one of the reasons Gateway has always had strong bipartisan support from our regional leaders over many years. By ensuring reliable commuter service, Gateway supports the New York City workforce, housing growth, and the overall economic health across New York, New Jersey, and the Connecticut region, and the entire nation. Congratulations to the GDC team for all you've accomplished this year, and we're eager to see the Hudson Tunnel project and the entire Gateway program advance. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Joshua Berman from Build Gateway New Coalition.
Thank you, Commissioners. It's actually the Build Gateway Now program. I apologize for my poor handwriting. My name is Josh Berman. I'm here representing the Build Gateway Now Coalition, a coalition of 52 business, labor, and civic organizations, all focused on building support for the Gateway program. Today, we want to recognize that GDC is following through on the board's commitment to deliver this essential project for millions of riders and for the economic vitality of our region. Across New York and New Jersey, we've seen steady advancement at multiple sites, from major structural work to the launch of new construction activities that are building the foundation for the full tunnel. This year brought major milestones, including completing key early construction work like the Tunnelly Avenue Bridge structure and excavating the Hudson Yards concrete casing 3 trench under the High Line, as well as preparing the project for the next phase of tunneling with the manufacturing of the first pair of tunnel boring machines. The scale and pace of progress over the past 12 months speaks to the dedication and expertise of the entire GDC team. The Build Gateway Now Coalition wants to underscore why it is so important to keep this momentum going. The existing North River Tunnel entered its 116th year of service last month. Every delay or service disruption is a reminder of why the Hudson Tunnel project remains the most urgent passenger rail project in the nation. After decades of planning and setbacks, we're finally making real tangible progress toward fixing the biggest choke point on the Northeast Corridor. This is an opportunity to show that America can still build big transformative infrastructure, and we urge leaders in Washington, Trenton, and Albany to continue working collaboratively with GDC to ensure the project stays on schedule. Together, we can finally deliver the reliable, modern rail system that riders deserve and our economy depends on. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Jerry Keenan from New Jersey Alliance for Action.
Good morning and happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thanks for having us here today. Yes, I am Jerry Keenan, the president of the Alliance for Action. The New Jersey Alliance for Action was created back in 1974. We represent thousands of business, labor, government, utility, education, and just about every other type of decision maker in the state. We're focused on improving the economy through the promotion of environmentally friendly infrastructure and capital investment. I want to thank you for the opportunity to be here. I'm representing all of our members, and we are so in favor of this project for a number of different reasons why, but particularly, quite simply, this is the most important infrastructure project in the entire nation. It protects the nation's entire economy, and especially the Northeast Rail Corridor, a corridor which 20% of the nation's economy flows, meaning Gateway is essential not just to this region, but for the entire country. Gateway also averts potential disaster. Can you imagine what would happen if one of our existing tubes was put out of service for any reason? It would be a nightmare of biblical, really, proportions. How would we get people back and forth throughout from New York, New Jersey, and back again? Less people traveling through the tunnels, more people on our roads, and just not a good thing at all. Also, at the same time, Gateway is delivering real economic benefits today. The project currently supports more than 20,000 jobs, and at peak construction, we'll be employing up to 95,000 jobs. These are good, family-sustaining jobs for the men and women of our region. And I got to tell you, on a personal note, it was really a thrill of a lifetime. I took a tour of the 3 New Jersey projects that are currently underway. And, you know, when I grew up, I used to play with Tonka trucks and so forth and so on. But actually being out there and seeing the enormity of the project and the equipment and so on was really, really was awe-inspiring. Looking beyond its planned 2038 completion, Gateway is going to provide permanent economic growth, protecting not only the region's economy, but the entire nation's for years to come. I want to thank you again for the opportunity to be here today, and you can bet the Alliance for Action will be standing shoulder to shoulder with you to make sure this project moves forward. And I also want to say how real nice it is to see Tom Prendergast. I know Tom had been a little under the weather, so Tom, great to see you again, and looking forward to working with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. There are no more speakers.
Right. Thank you, Ms. Anderson. So what was your mascot? Very nice. I was a pirate. Great, thank you.
I was an Iron Man. Don Bosco Prep.
Thank you, Ms. Anderson. We will now turn to the GDC staff for an update on the Gateway program.
Good morning,
Tom?
Commissioners. Glad to be here. This is the agenda for this morning's meeting. We'll have a number of speakers, myself, followed by Jim Starace, and then Rebecca Zach. First piece of exciting news is the first 2 tunnel boring machines are being completed over in Europe, and they're going to be shipped here. This is a very important milestone. These are fantastic machines. They will bore a tunnel 28 feet in diameter. Earlier this month, we conducted the factory acceptance tests for the second of the 2 tunnel boring machines that will be used to bore the tunnels underneath the Palisades Ridge. With this test finished, manufacturing of the first set of TBMs is now complete, and the TBMs are being shipped to New Jersey, where they will be reassembled at the Tunnelly Avenue construction site. These TBMs will be used to build roughly 1 mile of new rail tunnel on the New Jersey side, from the tunnel portal at Tunnelly Avenue to the Hudson County access shaft in Weehawken. They will bore 2 parallel tunnel tubes simultaneously, installing the concrete liner behind them as they go. Each machine will build approximately 30 feet of tunnel a day. As you can see in these photos and videos, they are massive, intricate machines. You can see the size of them in relation to the people that you see in the slides. The cutter head of each TBM is nearly 30 feet across, and the gantries stretch back 500 feet, and each machine weighs more than 1,600 tons. Now that both TBMs have been tested at the factory, they will be shipped to New Jersey. The components of the TBMs will travel by boat from Germany to ports in Port Elizabeth and Baltimore, and then they will be trucked to the construction site in North Bergen. The first TBM is en route to New Jersey now, and components will begin to arrive at the construction site in January, so you'll be able to start to see them. On-site assembly and testing will take roughly 3 months, putting the TBM on track to begin tunnel boring in the spring of 2026. The second TBM will ship in early 2026, and components will begin to arrive at the North Bergen construction site in March. And this machine will begin tunnel boring in the summer. Now for construction updates, Jim Starace.
Good morning, Commissioners. So while the TBMs were being fabricated, work continued on the 5 active construction projects in New Jersey and in New York. First, the Tunnelly Avenue Bridge and Utility Relocation Project. So we reached a major milestone on Tunnelly Avenue this fall. The bridge structure has been completed, and this opens the passageway below the Tunnelly Avenue Bridge, which is a critical step to enable the TBM components to be brought in for assembly. And the picture you see on the top is the right-of-way for the future rail, and that's where the TBM will be assembled. Completing the bridge structure marked completion of the most critical part of this project, and the only remaining work is the paving and striping of the last section of roadway on top of the bridge. The Hudson Yards concrete casing, Section 3 project, is now more than halfway finished. Excavation of the trench that will hold the tunnel box is nearly complete, and the construction of the entire tunnel box is progressing. In October, the team completed a big milestone with a major concrete pour for the project. 4,500 cubic yards was placed of concrete over a 24-hour period. Recently, work began to break through the bulkhead at the east end of the trench, which is existing boxes which were built onto Hudson Yards. So the breakthrough there is beginning, which will complete the Hudson Yards connection to the Hudson River and the Manhattan tunnels. The Hudson River Ground Stabilization Project. This is reached about 50% complete, with almost 60,000 square feet of riverbed strengthened. And the project will ultimately strengthen about a quarter mile of riverbed in advance of the tunnel boring operation. To work in a controlled environment in the Hudson River, most of the work is done with a cofferdam, which is basically a box, and you can see it in the picture on the top left. And that gives a controlled environment for the work to continue. And as the project progresses, this box will continue to move across the river towards the west side of Manhattan. The project contractor also continues to remove some of the existing pilings from the remnants of the demolished Pier 68 on the west side of Manhattan that are in the path of the tunneling operation. The Palisades Tunnel Project continues on both ends of the tunnel path. In North Bergen, New Jersey, the portal where the Palisades Tunnel boring will begin and the associated rock excavation outside the portal, called the launch box, continues to progress. On the other end of the Palisades Tunnel in Weehawken, New Jersey, construction continues on the Hudson County access shaft, which is where the Palisades TBM will be removed. The slurry wall, which is the structure that will frame and support the shaft, is about 50% complete, with a total of 24 of the 42 panels finished at this point. Finally, a noise wall has been installed which surrounds the Hudson County Shaft construction site. Finally, the Manhattan Tunnel project. Work on the construction of the 12th Avenue shaft continues, and this shaft will allow access for the portion of the tunnel which connects the Hudson Yards, Section 3, with the tunnel crossing the Hudson. Similar to the Hudson County shaft, this shaft is surrounded by a slurry wall, which has begun and is about 15% complete. Other ongoing progress for this project is ground stabilization along the western Manhattan shoreline in the Hudson River Park, as well as the construction of a marine platform off the Manhattan shoreline. And now I'm going to pass the presentation to Rebecca Zak.
Thanks, Jim. As all this construction ramps up, so do our efforts to inform and educate communities and stakeholders. A big part of this effort is the community engagement centers that we are opening near construction sites on both sides of the river. The New York CEC opened last week, and the New Jersey CEC will be open in early 2026. Those are pictures right now of residents who've already stopped into the New York CEC. GDC has already begun reaching out to schools and stakeholders, and we look forward to years of engagement and educational opportunities on both sides of the river. Thank you.
Commissioners, the first action item today is the approval of the Gateway Development Commission FY 2026 proposed administrative budget. This administrative budget is $77.5 million, and per the PDA is funded equally by our three partners, New York, New Jersey, and Amtrak. The budget will support salaries of our current staff, hiring of additional staff, professional services necessary to supplement the work of the Commission staff, and other administrative expenses needed to ensure the timely, efficient delivery of the Hudson Tunnel project. This budget was posted on the GD website 10 days prior to this meeting for public review.
One comment I'd like to make on the community engagement. I mean, I go back probably 40-some years in terms of construction for transit projects. And what we did then versus what we do now in terms of outreach is light years different. You know, whether it's the turnpike and widening of the turnpike in southern New Jersey or 2nd Avenue subway, the level of effort we have in terms of engagement with the community to let them know what we're doing and how we're doing it is invaluable.
All right, thank you to the staff, and of course now, Tom, the action items.
Sure. Item number 122501, authorization to execute amendment to the supporting or executing partner agreement with the New Jersey Transit Corporation.
Thanks, Tom. Do any of the commissioners wish to comment on this? Is there a motion from a commissioner to consider this resolution?
I'll make the motion on behalf of action item 1225-01.
Thanks, Vic. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any discussion? I move this motion to a vote. Ms. Anderson, can you please call the roll?
Co-Chair Glenn?
Yes.
Co-Chair Gray-Walverk?
Yes.
Vice Chair Kosha?
Yes.
Commissioner Barbas?
Yes.
Commissioner Dominguez?
Yes.
Commissioner Herlinsky?
Yes.
Commissioner Rosen?
Yes.
The motion passes.
The second item, item number 1225-02, authorization or of delegation of authority to increase contract GDC 23-002.
Thanks, Tom. Do any of the commissioners wish to comment? Is there a motion from a commissioner to consider this resolution?
I'll make the motion on behalf of action item 1225-02.
Could I get a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion, commissioners? Move this motion to a vote. Ms. Anderson, please call the roll.
Co-Chair Glenn,
Yes.
Co-Chair Gray-Walverk,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kosha,
Yes.
Commissioner Barbas,
Yes.
Commissioner Dominguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Herlinsky,
Yes.
Commissioner Rosen.
Yes.
The motion passes.
The last action item, item number 1225-03, adoption of Gateway Development Commission's final annual operating budget for fiscal year 2026.
Thanks, Tom. Do any of the commissioners wish to comment on this? Is there a motion from a commissioner to consider this resolution?
I'll make the motion on behalf of action item 1225-03.
Is there a second? Thank you. Any discussion? Tony, that was obviously you. Any discussion? I move this motion to a vote. Ms. Anderson, please call the roll.
Co-Chair Glenn,
Yes.
Co-Chair Gray-Walverk,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kosha,
Yes.
Commissioner Barbas,
Yes.
Commissioner Dominguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Herlinsky,
Yes.
Commissioner Rosen.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Thank you, Maria. We will now be entering into executive session to discuss contract negotiations, personnel matters, and matters in which the release of information could impair a right to receive funds from the United States. After the executive session, the board will reconvene in the public session and for the purpose of adjourning the meeting, and no further business will be conducted today. I make a motion to enter into executive session to discuss contract negotiations, personnel matters, and matters in which the release of information could impair a right to receive funds from the United States or other grantor. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Amy. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. While the board transitions into executive session, we are pleased to show a brief time-lapse video of our first tunnel boring machine being assembled at its factory from start to finish. Thank you. What? I hereby reconvene the open session board meeting. Ms. Anderson, do we have a quorum?
All commissioners are in attendance, and we have a quorum.
Okay, there being no further business to conduct today, I motion to adjourn.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Vic. I move this motion to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All right. Motion is approved and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for being here this morning.
Yeah.